Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for joining. I want to thank you for joining our class today. Today is Marketing Your Farm Experience, the last session in our agritourism uh, webinar series, which is funded through the Sullivan County Visitors Association. Today we have two guests, Lindsay Wilcox and Erica Malgreen. Did I say Malmgreen? Sorry. Um, and they're both going to present. Erica's going to present from a farmer's experience, and Lindsay is a professional graphic designer who works with a lot of farms in agrotourism. And so we have two different perspectives on marketing here. Um, I also want to inform you guys again that we have a conference that we are putting together for April 21st in Livingston Manor at the Arnold House, which is um, about farm to table dinners and restaurants, where we're inviting people from hospitality and chefs and farmers. There's going to be two tracks of classes and then a free catered lunch. I encourage you all to sign up for it. It's already on our events page, and you can sign up now. There's no cost, and there'll be great food and a lot of networking opportunities and free learning opportunities. So I'm going to start with Erica. Do you want to talk first and then I'll bring up your presentation?
You can bring it up. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm trying to now get it.
So I'm going to share my screen. My screen's a mess.
I think everyone's screens. Okay.
Can you guys see the presentation? Lindsay, can you see it?
Yeah, looks great.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself and let. Oh, how do I know that?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Erica. I have Winterton Farms. It's a lavender and maple farm in Bloomingburg, and we recently opened a brewery on site. So I am going to first start off with like a farmer's perspective, I guess, of how we use marketing, and I'm gonna let Lindsay do all the technical fun stuff, I guess. So I kind of put it together through the eyes of both businesses, through the agritourism for the farm and through people coming through the brewery. You can, okay. Um, oh wait, we're a slide ahead, but that's fine.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry, that was my, okay. All right, so as we know, like as farmers, marketing does not, we don't have like an office. We're not working 9 to 5 at a desk, coming up with slogans and marketing plans. We're thinking of ideas while we're planting, while we're harvesting, while we're doing all these things. So we need our approach to be something that's simple, realistic, authentic. So something that's going to create a strong emotion with the people who are coming to visit our farm. You can switch the slide. Okay. So on that note, as a agritourism destination, I feel that our um, marketing comes from emotion. Guests visit us. They're not coming just to make a purchase. They're searching for a feeling or for an experience or something memorable that will come when they're at your farm. So for Winterton Farms, our branding, our customers are seeking peace, tranquility, connection with nature, quality moments with family. While at the brewery, they're looking more for celebration, vibrant interactions, social interactions, connections. So recognizing the emotional differences that your business has, and putting that into your marketing strategy. Next slide. So why do people drive to your farm or what makes them come? Um, it's not, again, not because you have products. They're choosing to spend their time with you. They're choosing to spend their time away from something that they normally do. They're looking for seasonal activities, safe family interactions, fresh air, a time to slow down, a time to get away. So when you market your farm, it's important to reflect that the motivation of the guests who are coming. And you're not just selling products, you're selling an experience. So your story is your strongest marketing tool. You People want to feel like they are part of it or involved. So if you're going to do something on like Instagram or Facebook, telling your story and showing behind the scenes is going to be the your biggest way to show your content. So at Winterton Farms, we're about the changing of the seasons, maple season, lavender season, fall. And we show simple, well-focused lifestyle. While Two Farms Brewing, we're again trying to show community, gathering, cheersing, happiness, behind the scenes brewing. So you want to make sure that whatever story you're telling, it's authentic. And again, understanding your ideal customer, or your ideal guest. When you have a clear understanding of who your customer is, your marketing decision making becomes very easy. You're always going to focus on that one person. You want to really dial it in. It may seem super specific, but creating an ideal customer that I'm hoping, I don't really know, but maybe Lindsay will go into that a little bit further on like the psychology of like naming the person, create like Winterton Farms, our ideal customer, her name is Brooke. She has two kids. Her favorite color is purple. Like, so you like really dialing in on like creating this customer that you're selling to and then expanding out from that. Um, that is how you're gonna like target your audience. So when you have a clear understanding of who you're selling to, it becomes easier to market to them. Yeah. So branding isn't just about colors, although again, branding before you even having a business or a farm tour, you should definitely create your brand. There's like psychology behind that also, the colors you choose that creates a feeling, like if you are a farm, you're not going to be using neon purple and reds and like some bright, crazy colors to sell your story. You're going to be using more of a natural feel or whatever it is that you're trying, the emotion that you're trying to sell. So it's not just about the logos and the colors, but it's about the emotion behind it. Again, because people are coming to your property, they're coming to your farm to experience something, right? And so it's not just about your branding, but it's about the experience that they're going to feel when they're there. So, like Winterton Farms, our aim is to make sure that guests feel peaceful and welcomed and that we're always nature-based. We're Two Farms Brewing, it's warm, it's lively, it's rustic. There's like hustle and bustle and activity going on. So when your marketing reflects the same feeling that people are going to experience when they get there, then they know what to expect. Um, so marketing also starts before you even post anything or sell an ad. The visitor experience is marketing itself. So as soon as they come there, the flow, the parking flow, the signage, the staff, the music you have playing, even how a guest leaves, like the saying, exit through the gift shop. There's just how everything is laid out is going to again sell your experience and your marketing through that also. Your signage is your marketing. So a strong on-farm experience creates a powerful word of mouth promotion. The best advertising you can get is a recommendation, is like word of mouth from somebody who came to your property. Oh my God, I had so much fun. We did this, da da da. I felt this. Those are going to be like new customers. It's just going to trickle down when a customer actually comes and they experience something positive there. You can switch. So again, back to social media. Um, Social media, Instagram, Facebook, you're not going to make sales on that. That is your storytelling platform. That is where you're showing what they are going to experience when they get there. So you're showing yourself on the farm, you're showing yourself working, you're showing behind the scenes activities. Like if you have an event, you're showing your staff getting ready for the event. Happy customers also always like try to like ask again also if it's okay, but like if you can share pictures of customers. And again, it's not about how much you post or like, going viral, but being consistent in what you are posting is more important than it being perfect. It doesn't always have to be this perfect paid photographer. While it is, I do highly suggest at some point hiring a professional photographer to have at least stock photos of certain things that you can use in advertising. Customers, if they see your Instagram and they see real life photos, it's just another feeling that they're going to get and it's going to resonate with them because it's more genuine. Next slide. Okay, so make it easy for guests to commit. For us, we don't really sell a lot of tickets. We only have a few events that are ticketed, so we don't use many selling platforms. But we do create events. We create events in Facebook like they're going out of style. Like everybody, I feel like everyone feels like if it's not an event, then why are they coming? So every weekend, even if it's just the name of the live music that we have or the food truck that we have on site, it's an event on Facebook, it's on our website, and usually we'll share it to stories on Instagram, because we have different customers on all the platforms. I don't really have the time. I don't have a social media person. It's just me to like create a different video for Instagram and post a different photo on Facebook. I just do the share all. It's working. I mean, I'm sure some people have higher budgets and can eventually do all of that. But we basically just do Facebook events, listing. If we have an event that requires a ticket, we highly encourage pre-sale tickets. It's just a way to guarantee like how much staff you're going to need if you're serving food. And it just gives you the confidence to prepare properly. And again, to make sure that you're providing an experience and a positive experience that when these people come, make sure that you have enough product, enough inventory. So again, I don't use like Eventbrite or any special ticketing. I do mainly use Facebook events or our website. You can reserve RSVP on there, or you can also use like Google Forms is amazing. It's a time saver because your Google Forms, you get something that somebody just fills out. At the end of it, you can link to a payment thing if you need that. If you don't need payment, um, you can send all of your information to a spreadsheet, and then that spreadsheet is your check-in. So like you just print that out and write the day of the event, it's all there. Their name, their number, if they paid, if they didn't pay. But that's like a whole different thing. But next slide. Um, okay, so again, back to photos. It's great to have professional photos done, but if not, just candid photos of activities and experiences happening on your property. Our images are our strongest marketing tool. Visitors imagine themselves in the photos that you're posting. They're trying to think about the experience they're going to feel when they're there. So anything that's showing movement, laughter, hands-on moments, if you're doing like craft classes or anything, golden hour scenes, like when the sun is setting or the sun is rising, if you're harvesting. So anything that shows what they're going to experience, and even having good detailed descriptions. Next slide. Okay, partnerships. So collaborating helps on marketing efforts because you're not just then reaching your followers, you're reaching your collaborators' followers. So at Winterton Farms, we partner with wellness instructors and other farms. We do yoga events, we do craft classes. So again, if those people are then promoting the event as well, hopefully their customers are going to come. For the brewery, we hire musicians, food trucks, and we have festivals with vendors and stuff. So, and we also collaborate with other breweries and cideries to like make a combined, drink. And again, like people, their followers are then going to come to try it at your place, or so it's just another way to tap into each other's follower bases and to get other people's customers, and sharing customers, working together just shares the entire like community. So we even use like if we're doing something, we'll get veggies or something else from another farm. And, like we'll highlight, like we're having our Maple Fest this weekend and we're serving bacon and pork from All Family Farm, right? And we're going to make sure that we're promoting them while they're there and they go up to their farm also. Next slide. Another way to also expand your reach is using support from extension programs like Cornell or your Visitors Association or the Farmers Market. Just helps to amplify your visibility, and it helps. They might have other resources. So like the Visitors Association has recently been going around and taking photos, like, or going to different businesses that are open and events and, asking them, hey, can I use that photo? Or just them sharing it. This is a picture of me with Alan and some other Cornell staff recently because they did a maple event and they asked me to, like, hey, would you bring some maple? So, like, again, this is just another way to market yourself and expand your reach to other people. Okay, so practical farmer marketing.
Slide or?
Yes, oh, sorry. Next slide.
Oh.
I am not doing the sliding. I'm just doing the talking. So these are the three main things if you want to take away from this is that authenticity, like your real self, like um, is what they want to see. They want to see the real life on the farm. Their decisions are highly driven by their emotions. So if you give them an emotional feeling, it's going to build trust, um, and they'll create return. They'll come back. Okay, they had such a great time here. They know that when they go there, that what you post online is what they felt when they got there. And then that builds trust. And then they're going to say, you know what? I know what to expect. And they're going to continue to come back. Um, okay. And so at the end of the day, you're not just, again, I'm going to go back to the beginning. You're not just offering a physical product, you're offering them an experience. And that experience is connection to your farm, connection to the season, connection to the event, connection to each other. And that is the best way I felt to advertise our market for agritourism.
Okay, I think that's.
If there's any questions also, do we have a,
So let
yeah.
me look, there's something in the chat. Can you provide, oh, here, let me turn my audio on. Can you provide the link to the events page to sign up, please? So we could do that in the after, like I can send an email to everyone with like what an events page would look like from your farm, because you're doing them regularly. When does your brewery open?
We are technically open. We're having maple tours this weekend, and then the following weekend we're open for Easter.
Okay, great. So I'll try to put in the follow-up email the link to the next event that you have so they can see what it's like.
Yeah, sure.
Is there any other questions? And if you have any questions throughout this presentation, you can always just put them in the chat and I'll read them at the end. Because I think next up is Lindsay. Lindsay, are you ready?
Yes. Yes, I am. Sorry. I'm always fumbling for the video and audio buttons, always. It's like I know where they are. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep my presentation to 20 minutes going to be a challenge, but I'm going to do it. So welcome everybody. Let me pull up my presentation. Hold on one second. I'm going to try and do this in Canva. I usually do a PDF, so just bear with me. All right, let me share my screen over here. Okay, just one second. Of course, there we go. Okay, everyone can see my screen?
Here, I'm sorry, I just want to say one thing because we've had some people signing on throughout the presentations that all of these videos, including the last four sessions and this one, will all be put on our YouTube page later. So if you missed something, you'll have the opportunity to watch it again. I think the first three are up already, and the last one and this one will be up soon. Sorry.
Oh, no, thank you. Thanks for the reminder. So welcome everyone. I'm just going to check my time. Okay, there we go. So I'm Lindsay Wilcox. I'm the owner of Centermost Marketing. I'm actually going on 15 years of having my business, so it's been a while. And I am primarily going to talk about my work with the On Farm Fest here in Onondaga County in Syracuse, New York. So I'll reference that a lot. And I've also worked on the Sullivan Catskills Farmers Market brand. So I may reference that too. So I just want to mention those two things. So tonight we're going to talk about 10 tactics for remarkable agritourism marketing. And I just want to emphasize that a lot of what I say is echoing what Erica said, which is wonderful. Every single thing she said, I 100% agree with as a marketer. So she had some really great pearls of wisdom. So here we go. You guys are going to have to use your chat. And I'm sorry if I used to do this kind of shtick all the time. So if you've seen this before and you've answered my question, try not to ruin it for everyone else, but just put in the chat what you see here. I gotta get over here and see. I can't see the chat, but Alan, if anyone is putting anything in the chat, just describe our image here. If there's any dairy farmers, maybe you can tell us the breed. Oh, we
have someone who says
yes.
A Holstein
Thank you,
cow.
Mark. Yes, someone knows the breed. Well, I guess we're all in agriculture, so we all should know it's a Holstein. Okay. So we're not getting a lot of comments here, and that's fine because that's the point. Because our next image, now I'm hoping someone can just tell me and how you would describe this cow. We're not going to get into the ethics of dyeing your livestock, but if someone can just say what we see here.
I would say it's a purple cow.
Thank you, Alan. So the point is, yes, this is a purple cow. You know it right away. You don't have to think about it. It's just, okay, yeah, that's a purple cow. It's instant and it's remarkable because, I mean, let's be honest. If you were driving out in the country and you saw a purple cow, you'd stop, you'd take pictures, you'd be like, I don't understand what's happening, So it's worthy of remark. And I want you to if you take away one thing from me tonight, is that as a farm owner, that is your job when it comes to agritourism and interfacing with the public. You have to be the purple cow. You have to be the one that is more interesting, more compelling, and maybe even more calming, like Erica's talking about her farm. When someone goes to her farm, she wants them to feel calm and connected. Something worthy of remark, something you can say in 1 second. Oh, I went to the lavender farm and I felt calm. So you want to be worthy of remark and you want to stand out too, because let's be honest, agritourism is becoming more popular than ever. So what makes your farm or agribusiness different or more remarkable? And it doesn't need to be a lot of things. In fact, it should be one remarkable thing about you. So I like this quote, don't just be open or be memorable. So any farm can open to the public, but you want to be memorable and offer us an experience that someone can really remember and be excited about. You want to give people a reason to come now. So what's that exciting, remarkable thing? And then again, just thinking of the word remarkable, breaking it down. remarkable. So it's not just wow, it's something that's worthy of sharing, talking about, whether it's online or just in passing to a friend. So I'm a big fan of events. And on Farm Fest in Onondaga County, it's actually a group of farms. So that might be something you want to consider is teaming up for an open farm day. I know Madison County does it, and I actually think Sullivan County has done it in the past, or maybe still does. But anyway, we've had anywhere from 7 farms to 11 or 12 farms. It's our 10th year this year. So I've been doing agritourism marketing for 10 years now. And let me tell you that you think you've got it down, and the next year something new comes up for marketing strategy. So you may know something that I don't, but I'm just going to tell you what I've learned over the past 10 years. But as Erica said, an event gives people a reason. It's not, let's just go to the farm. It's let's go to an event. So you don't have to have a big farm event with, 12,000 people to aim for that. Just aim for, hey, people are excited for spring and the warm weather. Could you have something? I know the equinox has passed, but is it like a spring day out on the farm or something that's an event? Make an event out of people's spring fever right now. So again, even if you're open every day, events create urgency. So how can you put a date on it and a time? I also am a big fan of events because it's something you can roll with every year. You can have annual events that become part of people's lives. We have people that come to Farm Fest, and we don't change a lot of our farms, but they come year after year because it's now part of their tradition. And that personally, for me, I have 2 young kids, and we go to the same pumpkin patch every year. It's just become part of and they really do make an event out of it. So a couple examples down below, if you're an orchard, it's not just you pick apples open, it's a first bite celebration. Or if you have pumpkins, make it a party, get a speaker, put it out in the pumpkin patch and, let kids dance. They all love to dance. Goat yoga, everyone does goat yoga. What about, cow yoga? You just have it over by the fence. You don't let people go in, but like the cows are right there. I mean, there's a lot you can do to get creative. This logo, Doreen Warner made. So this I'm not saying is easy and make this in Canva because I personally think it's a piece of art. It's a beautiful logo that she made. But what I want to share is that once you have a logo that you can create just simple logos or graphics for your event and use Canva. I love Canva. If you have a designer and have the budget, great, but Canva, you can really do a lot there. So I wanted to show you this logo, how we kind of took the brand of it, the look and feel, and carried it through these events that we made. And this is for the Catskills markets. These are kind of mini events that we had throughout the season here. And these are examples. It doesn't need to be even this complicated. It could just be a simple graphic, a stock image, but just something that elevates your event and gives it a look and feel. And then once you have your event and you give it a name, a time and a date, or a time, place at your farm, then you want to kind of have a checklist. And this should become automatic. And this doesn't need to cost a lot of money either. I won't read through all of this. I just want to point out what Erica said too, that Facebook events are wonderful. Facebook optimizes events and shows them to more people. And then another thing that I would really recommend is don't forget old school media, your TV, radio, and print, because they're not as old school as you may think. There's obviously there's online versions of all of our newspapers and radio, there's podcasts, there's so much you can do. And when I say write up a press release here, it doesn't need to be complicated. It just is maybe a paragraph about what you're going to be doing at your event. As you see highlighted there, reach out to local influencers. This is a big thing that I know here in Syracuse area, we have Wandercuse and Syracuse Socialite, and there's just a couple even friends of mine that like to just post about what's going on in Syracuse. Reach out to them because they're like new businesses and they're really just starting to take off and they're affordable and they will, for a small fee, or maybe if they're just starting and be free, they'll talk about your event. So seek those folks out. Okay, here's another secret, or maybe you already do this, but you all have a visitors association. Alan mentioned it, and reach out to them, let them know because they're always looking for content. Visit Syracuse here in Syracuse. They're always promoting local events and they want content because they look good when they can let the community know about what's going on. So also your Farm Bureau, parent groups, senior groups, religious organizations, schools, they're all looking for local events that they can share. And again, thinking to Erica's point about who you're talking to, think about, in her example, she talked about Brooke, but think about who you're marketing to and what places they go online or what they check out. If it's a senior or event maybe geared towards seniors, you could think about local senior groups or an AAR, your local AARP chapter has a Facebook page. So just think about where your ideal target customer is online. What are they doing? Or what media, or are they online? Are they listening to the radio? Are they watching TV? I did want to scoot back over here to number 3, community groups on Facebook. These are a gold mine for promoting community events and farm events. So there's mom groups. There's like, I live in a specific town called Fayetteville. So there's a Fayetteville Manlius group. So I will always share Farm Fest and there's multiple farms. So I'll share information about the farms nearest that community group. And I have about 20 community groups that I have personally joined. Actually, now it's on behalf of the page for Farm Fest. But then I go in and I say, hey, if you're in Marcellus, you want to go to this farm. So I tailor my message. And yes, this takes a little pre-planning, but it really is worth it. And you're just one farm. So think of the community that you're in and maybe just go within a 15-mile radius and start and be active in that community group so that when you do go and talk about your farm and what you offer, you're also contributing to other conversations. I call that the rule of thirds. So a third of your time in the community group or online should be promoting your business, but the other 2/3 should be sharing information and then contributing your comments so that you don't just become that person that's always like, hey, come to our farm. And that's all I have to talk about. And just so you know, the rest of this presentation does move quickly. So I'm aware I'm on 3 of 10. So anyway, I love this, that events are repeatable. And once you do it and you do it well, take that as a template and learn from it and repeat it. Literally repeat it the next year, or if it's something that maybe you want to make monthly, but look for shortcuts in that sense that if it's a success, how can you either do it again or riff on it and make something totally unique? But it'll become easier once you create almost like a template for each event. So now I just want to move into a few tips for using photos. So I know, and I am still tempted, I do not own a farm, but I am a farm marketer. And trust me, when there's a beautiful farm, sunrise, sunset, just the light hitting, I mean, you want to show it. And I will tell you from the analytics, those photos don't get even remotely enough traction as we all want them to. People want to see people. There have been studies about this, but that's why when you're scrolling Facebook or TikTok or Instagram and you see a reel or a TikTok video, it's the ones that have people that draw you in, or a cute animal. It's not a farm beauty shot. I'm sorry. So have your farm beauty shot, but then you need to be in it, or a staff member or your animals. And this is a great quote: "Action beats scenery every time." Pull them in with some movement, or if it's even a photo, like the picture here of the horses, they're moving, there's action, something is happening. And people don't visit places, they visit experiences. And Erica touched on that beautifully. So real pictures, I agree. You want to have a nice arsenal of stock images. So if you can get a photographer out for a few hours and get those beauty shots, great. But the photos that people really resonate with when they see them online or even on posters are ones that are more real. So more action, not so staged. And the same with videos too. And again, if you personally, and I know I need to practice what I preach because I don't love being on camera, but I try and I'm trying to be involved more in some of the videos I make because it doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a spokesperson. You just need to really care about what you're talking about and be authentic, like Erica was saying. And that comes through, and people connect with that immediately. So think of yourself. You are the purple cow. People want to know what it's like as a farmer. Like right now, if you want something to post, what are you doing before the season really takes off? How do you spend your Februarys as a farmer? Um, tell people what you do and go behind the scenes because you are that interesting, remarkable person. So as much as you may cringe and not want to be in your photos, try it. Just a fun thing. Like I love riffs and parodies of things that are trending. So like a get ready with me video, I'm trying to find a farm to do this here in the Syracuse area where like we get up or I go over to their house at like 4 a.m. and show what they really do on a dairy farm. And have fun with it. Like get ready with me in the dark and all that. So do something fun like that. Okay, I'm looking at the time. Yeah. So another thing when you are looking at your farm and your property, how can you actually plan out the photos that people will take? Hold on, did I skip one? No, I did. Okay. Plan out the photos that people will take. What will make a great photo? These are just some examples. And, it could be as simple. People love hay bales. I can't tell you for Farm Fest, a couple farms will put out hay bales. One of them was a Longhorn farm, and like half the people, if they couldn't actually get next to the Longhorn, they just would go over to the hay bale that someone had put a saddle on, and it kind of looked like a hay bale horse, and people were always taking photos there too. So sometimes it doesn't need to be complicated. So when you're marketing your farm experiences, we all know the saying about, don't assume, because it makes an ass out of you and me. And I think with farmers, you probably are not an intimidating person. I don't know you, but you're probably really kind and awesome. But people are intimidated by farmers because it is, for most people, something they don't understand. They don't know. And so you want to be as approachable and spell things out for people. And that starts with the basics: date, time, location, cost. I mean, that is just at the bare minimum, no matter if you're a farmer or any business. But I'm going to skip ahead to here. But you need to make people comfortable before they even get to your farm. Again, people are intimidated by what they don't know. And so the warmer and the more welcoming you can be online with photos and in telling them what they will expect, or what they can expect at your farm will go a long way in making people feel comfortable and excited. So tell them, what can they do? Like at Erica's farm, how would you spend your afternoon? Paint the picture. Is there a wagon ride? Are there any animals? Are you gonna, can you just hang out there and just enjoy, bring a blanket and sit and sniff the lavender and watch the bees? Let people know what they can and can't do. And I know there's a whole presentation on safety, but think of that too. It's also good if there's something they can't do, mention that. Expectations, can range. Maybe people think they can go in with the dairy cows. No. So, you got to spell it out. This is just an example of our simple save the date flyer that we have out, or we put out, and we just keep it simple. We have the date, the time, we have, where you can get more information, and it's just simple. And number 9 is, when you do have people on your farm, make the most of the visit. Capture photos when people are there. Again, that goes back to the avoiding the farm beauty shots. Like it's always better to show a big crowd and show people while they're there. Show people, again, doing things with their hands. What are they picking up? Are they smelling things? Are they eating? Crowd shots, you don't really need permission if you can't easily identify a person. So I put an example of that on the left there, that you can't really tell who's there. So big wide angle shots are fine. Grab those. Now, if you're going to do some close-ups, you should ask permission. And if you get a great shot and you didn't ask permission, then you can go up to them if you feel comfortable. This is very personal. And you can have a photo release form printed out where they can sign and allow their photo to be used. If that's just making you cringe, you could always just ask them, and it's based on your comfort with risk level. And I would avoid taking pictures of children. Parents get really upset when if you're coming in. It's kind of common sense, but I've had people get really mad even when I'm taking a crowd shot at these events. They're like, I don't want my child in here. And I'm like, well, it's a crowd shot, but it's not going to be, it will even sometimes blur faces. So that's another thing you can do. If you are worried, you can blur out someone's face a little bit. That I could do a whole presentation on, but one of the best ways to avoid that is if you have an event, offer something in exchange for some people love having their photo taken. And let people know you're going to be taking pictures, and that the event, hey, we're going to be taking some photos. We'd love to include you too. One way we've gotten around this for our Farm Fest event is and this would work great for a big event, we do what's called a wrap-up video. So on Facebook, we will ask everyone that attended Farm Fest if they want to send us their favorite photo of the day. And we put it right up front. We say, we are going to use your photo in our wrap-up video and possibly other promotional materials. And then when they post, I have their contact info so I can contact them if there's a great shot. And we've done this before. We contact them and say, hey, could we use this on our poster? And half the time they say yes, and half the time they say no. But just when in doubt, get permission. When people are there too, ask for reviews. When you're chatting with someone and they're having a great time and you're having a good one-on-one, and there's like, I loved it, I've had the best time, speak up and say, hey, you know what would mean the world to me? Would you mind giving a nice review? We're just starting to build up our Google reviews. Or would you mind if I just use that testimonial? Like what you just said really spoke to me, and I would love to include that one line you just said. Would you mind? So there's a lot you can do while people are at your farm. And I know it's a comfort level, but we all know those extroverts that come to the farm and would love to be in your videos and photos and would love their testimonial to be everywhere. Even if it's 1 out of 10 people that are at your farm, capitalize on that person and they're a fan of you, and let them speak for your farm. Last thing, branded merchandise. I love this. So this is something you can either sell or give it away, but especially if you have an awesome logo. And as Erica said, people want to be a part of farms. Farms are cool. Farms are places that people aspire to. They want to have that connection to an authentic, real farm. So what better way to do that than wearing a hoodie with your logo? You could sell these for a good amount and look at it as profit building, or you could look at it as promotional. Give away something. So at every event, gather emails, or you have a simple little piece of paper and just say, provide your email, and then we'll only contact you if you win, or let us contact you, for our next event. And they can opt in to say, yeah, you can contact me, or no, just contact me when I win. And that's a great way to collect emails and get people excited. And then whoever wins the tote bag or sweatshirt or t-shirt, they're going to become a walking advertisement for you. Space. I know there's a sugar bush here. They're really awesome, Dutch Hill maple. They have a little gift shop in their sugar house, and it's just cool. It's a nice small area, but can you create a gift shop? And it doesn't need to be fancy. It can literally be a corner in your barn that you set up a couple racks. But I would encourage you to consider merchandise. And that's it. So you can call, text, email me. I'm not taking any new clients. I have a small client base, but I would be happy to talk to you for 15 minutes and just brainstorm for fun because this is my passion. I love helping farmers and the agriculture community kind of spread the word about their work. So thank you. And yes, I did go over 5 minutes. Sorry.
Thank you, Lindsay. If anyone has any questions, you can either unmute yourself and put them in the chat or just put them in the chat. Here.
Not that I need more coffee, but I'm just getting a little coffee.
I'm also going to put a link in the chat right now. And this link is to give us feedback on the class so that we can learn from it. And either you could tell us that we did it really good, or you can, Lindsay, do you want to put your contact information
Yes,
maybe
yep.
in the
Let
chat?
me share
Because
my
people are
screen. I
asking.
should have a QR code. I don't. It's just,
Yeah, just put it back up.
yeah, there
Um,
you go.
but if you click that link, it's to a survey and you'd give us feedback on the class and we can learn, make it better next time.
Anyone have anything that they've done marketing wise that has worked? I'm always learning. Like I will steal your idea for our farm event. So I'm learning every day.
One thing that I've realized is a through line in all the classes that we've done is clear communication. Whether it's about when we did the one on the law, it was all about clear signage, training your staff to know, keeping people safe and all those things. When it was about accessibility, it was about letting people know what events they can take part of if they are disabled in any way. So it's a lot about just clear communication and what you're offering, which was
Yeah, I
very
think
clear in
that's
this one as well. It's marketing, so it probably should be about communication.
You know what though? Everyone is so focused lately on making things flashy and magnetic, and like sometimes it's like you're missing the lead, right? You just
Yeah.
need to get the most basic information out there. Plus, it's going to relieve your stress because if you don't get the basic information out, people are going to be messaging you, calling you, harassing you, leaving comments on everything on social media. What's the address? Which they'll do anyway, but
hmm But you're
um,
gonna get a lot less. We,
yeah,
we do it with the farmers markets all the time.
yeah,
It's always like, when is the market? And I'm like, it's on the flyer.
yeah. I'd love to. Anyone have anything to share? Because there's so many things are just changing with AI. I mean, that's rapidly changing things. I mean, I'm not opposed. I use AI. I'm finding ways to integrate it too, like getting ideas. There's no harm in using it like a tool.
Yeah,
Um,
I use it sometimes too. Like I noticed my emails sometimes were just one big block of of text. And a lot of times I'll just take the block and be like, can you
yep.
format this so it just is a little bit more broken up and like visually and like it just helps me. They didn't write anything. It just breaks up the text where it's naturally supposed to be broken up, and I have a hard time editing it that way.
Belmont Farm, I agree with you. People are offended if your flyers are clearly AI.
Yes.
Yes, do not say make me a flyer.
Yeah.
Um, what I would use AI for, and I have used it for, is helping generate multiple iterations of one social media post. And it's very good at doing what we just were saying, date, time, place. It puts even the icons in for you. So I agree. I would not, I have dabbled and had AI try and like make like a graphic for me, and it's maddening. And plus there's a whole ethical thing, like when it takes 5 minutes to generate in one image, it's
It's
scary because you know how much waste is
yeah,
happening.
it's
But
using a lot of energy and a lot of water.
yeah,
Yeah, I try
yes.
to keep it to a minimum, and I really don't like AI images. Like they're very obvious still.
Oh, yeah.
The
Agreed.
lighting's weird in
Yeah,
them.
All like that
yeah.
arch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything. I've seen a couple memes about it too. Like you can smell AI, even if people don't know it's AI because they're not involved in
but it has like an
marketing.
uncanny
They
valley,
know.
so
Yep.
it's
Yep.
unnerving.
Yeah. So I would think of AI as almost your assistant, like you're hiring and again, I wouldn't have it write anything for you. I would give it your words and say, "Can you make a couple variations for me?" Because promoting your an event specifically, you need to do it multiple times. You need to get it out there. So, um,
Something you could do is like if you have an event and you know it's 2 months out, you could put all of the information in and say, I need to market this to this, this, and this. Give me a social media timeline. And it will count back from your event and say, post in this page at this time. And it'll like, so using it, yes, like you said, like an assistant or like just an extra tool so that you don't have to like do all of the work and thinking, but like you can use it as just like a way to help you. That's all.
yeah,
Like just
I
to,
agree. And I'm seeing Belmont Farms too. Yeah, people or Belmont. That is exactly right. Yeah, people will say that's AI if it's too beautiful of a photo or too perfect. It's like or too saturated, like they're saying, like, oh, that's AI. And it's
Yeah.
awful. I used to use dashes in my writing because I used to be a copywriter, and I would use the M dash. That is Chat GPT's favorite punctuation mark. And I
now
now
it's,
it's tragic because I loved the way it made the writing, and now I don't use it because I know people think it's AI, and I don't use it that often for writing. It's just for like quick social media posts. But even then, you got to check it. It is not always accurate, and it could actually hurt you. It could swap the date. You just got to check it like an assistant. Like you took a risk and hired someone you weren't sure about. You check their work. Trust but verify.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else how about anyone use traditional media, like use TV or radio? I mean, it's not as far-fetched.
One
One
thing
thing
for
for
our
our
area
area
that I
that I
would
would
recommend
recommend
is
is
getting
getting
the
the JFF.
WJFF event page.
Yes,
They love having farm events on there. So if you just call JFF, or if you're in Liberty and you drive by, you could just drop a flyer off to them and they'll put it on their webpage. And oftentimes they are super happy to like announce it in the morning. They're like, oh, this event is happening this weekend. You all should go. And it's free PR.
yeah,
It reaches a lot of people. I listen to WJFF a lot.
Well,
yeah,
same with the Visitors Association around here. You just, if you're making a Facebook event, you add them as a co-host and it goes. So anybody who goes to the Visitors Association page, they will see all of your events because you've added them.
that's such a great idea. And you know what, that you reminded me too, if you have an event and you have a band coming or an artist coming or any other business there.
Yep.
And Erica, you touched on this, but you cross promote the heck out of it. And we do this for Farm Fest because some of the musicians have like 30,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
And we also will post because we have music, we post in the Syracuse music scene page and people love it. And it's a whole new audience that maybe isn't interested in farms specifically, but they love following local music. So again, if you have like a portrait painter at your place, have them share and say, hey, we'll be at such a Winterton Farms, come see us. So
It
It
was
was
something
something
we
we
actually
actually
talked about
talked
at
about
the
at the
last
last
class when
class
we
when
were
we were
talking
talking
about
about
farm
farm
tours and
tours and
events.
events.
Um,
Um,
Hilly
Hilly
Acres
Acres
Farm,
Farm.
Hilly Acres Farm has this. They do a farm fest, but it's just their farm.
yes,
Um,
that's it. Yeah, when I Google Farm Fest, it'll always pop up. I'm like, that's not the same one.
no, it's not the same one, but
Yeah,
what they do is they're like, hey, we're a meat farm, but
yeah,
they will invite a few other farms to have booths at Farm Fest. So there is someone with maple, there is someone with honey, there is a woodworker, there's different things. And then when they're promoting, they tag all those other farms in the promotion, and then it gets to every single farm that's going to be involved in the events page, and it spreads the audience out. And theirs is a free event. It's an educational event, so they're just trying to teach the community about what farming's about, but they get a lot of people coming and they've created like a loyal customer base for their meat. by having this educational event. People are like, I want to go there because I saw how they raised their pigs. I saw how they raised their cows, and I know that it's good. So you're creating like a loyalty and bringing people into your community. They feel like they're part of the farm.
Yeah. And I think you bring up a good point. Is anyone here meat or dairy? Because that can always get tricky, or eggs, with animal welfare. And you don't you don't want people showing up every single day on your farm. I mean, not because you're doing something wrong, but it's just you want to be prepared and have that story ready. But having just one day where you can kind of really tell your story and put a lot of effort into that is going to go a long way. Because yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We want to buy from places where we know they're treating their animals well and their staff well. So yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
when I talked to them afterward, they're like, we couldn't imagine because Mother Earth Farm, who was the other presenter, does farm tours like many times throughout the week, and they
Yeah,
have people stay
I
on their
don't.
farm and they were like, we couldn't deal with it. And then also the biosecurity risk of having
Yeah.
animals and people and it's a lot of extra work. So, like you have to make sure that your uh, agrotourism business that you've created is tailored to what you actually are growing and what agriculture you're doing.
Erica, would you say less is more with events? Like it's better to put your effort into a few really high quality events than like rapid fire, like three a week.
Uh, well, we're only open on the weekends,
Yeah.
but yes,
Oh yeah. Well,
I
there you
have
go.
like every other month there's like a major event. And then, I mean, it looks like we have events every weekend, just like because I
But
was
see,
saying
that's
people
it.
want
Yeah.
a reason to come.
Yeah.
So it's just because it's like the singer's name and or what food truck's going to be here. But yeah, I focus more on like four major events of the year that are like bring big crowds, and then every weekend it's just like, casual hangs.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone who showed up and I really appreciate it and have a great night.
Good
Thanks,
night.
I'm gonna
everyone.
I'm gonna stop recording now.